Hello friend. How are you today? I hope you're doing well. Today's topic is correcting mistakes without sounding rude. This program is brought to you by Xylem Systems as part of the English Business Series. Correcting mistakes without sounding rude. Correcting mistakes in the workplace is an important skill, but if not done carefully, it can come across as rude or critical. Whether you're providing feedback to a colleague, correcting an error in a meeting, or responding to a misunderstanding, the way you phrase your correction matters. In today's lesson we will cover why polite correction is essential in professional settings, effective phrases to correct mistakes respectfully, examples of handling corrections in emails, meetings, and conversations, common mistakes to avoid when correcting others. By the end of this lesson, you'll know how to correct mistakes professionally while maintaining positive workplace relationships. Let's begin. Why polite correction is important in business communication. In business, mistakes happen, and addressing them professionally helps keep operations smooth. However, correcting someone in the wrong way can make the other person feel embarrassed or defensive, damage workplace relationships, create a negative work environment. Instead, a polite and constructive correction maintains respect and professionalism, helps improve communication and teamwork, builds a culture of learning and improvement. So, how can you correct someone without sounding rude? Phrases to correct mistakes politely. Here are some key strategies and phrases for correcting mistakes respectfully. Softening the correction. Instead of saying, "That's wrong," try these gentler approaches. "I see your point, but I believe the correct figure is. Actually, I think the deadline is on Wednesday, not Thursday." Just to clarify, the client requested a 20% discount, not 15%. This approach makes the correction feel helpful rather than critical. Using positive language. Avoid negative words like mistake or wrong, and use collaborative phrases. "I think there might be a small oversight here. Let's double check." "I see where you're coming from, but my understanding is slightly different." Great point. Just to add to that, "I believe the policy states." Example. "The report was submitted last week. I think it may have actually been submitted this Monday. Let's check the records to be sure." Why does this work? It acknowledges the other person's input while offering a correction in a neutral, non-blaming way. Correcting mistakes in different workplace situations. Correcting a mistake in an email. Example. Subject. "Quick clarification on sales report data. Dear Mark, I just reviewed the sales report and noticed that the revenue for Q2 seems to be listed as $1.2 million. Based on the previous records, I believe the correct figure is $1.5 million. Could you please confirm? Thanks for your time. Best regards, Lisa." Why is this effective? It asks for confirmation instead of directly stating the other person is wrong. It keeps the tone polite and professional. Correcting someone in a meeting without embarrassing them. Example. "The next training session is scheduled for Friday at 3 p.m. That's great. I believe the schedule actually shows it for 2 p.m. Let's double check to make sure we're aligned." This approach acknowledges their input first, then gently corrects. Correcting a colleague without sounding superior. Example. "The client requested an extension until the 25th. Oh, I think I read it differently in the email. Let's check together to be sure." Instead of saying "you're wrong," this response makes it a team effort. Common mistakes to avoid when correcting someone. When correcting someone in a professional setting, avoid these common pitfalls. Being too direct or blunt. Saying "that's incorrect" can sound harsh. Instead, soften the correction. Correcting in front of others. If possible, address errors privately to avoid embarrassing the person. Sounding arrogant or dismissive. Avoid saying "actually you're wrong." Instead try, "I see what you mean but I believe." Not offering a solution. If you correct someone, also offer a way to fix the mistake or clarify the issue. By avoiding these mistakes, you maintain professionalism and respect. To correct mistakes professionally without sounding rude, remember. Use gentle and positive language. Say, "Let's double check," instead of "you're wrong." Acknowledge the other person's perspective before correcting. Frame corrections as a team effort. Let's review this together. Avoid public corrections when possible. Address mistakes privately if needed. By practicing these techniques, you'll be able to correct mistakes effectively while maintaining strong workplace relationships. Thank you for watching and see you in the next lesson. Regards, Chandrasekhar.